Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Darius from artistshortcut.com, and today I want to talk about working less as a hip-hop artist. So we all have dreams. They're easy to create in our heads, and we get excited just by thinking about them. These dreams help create, the hunger and the hustle inside of us. With that hustle usually comes a side of by any means necessary. And while that's usually looked at as a good thing, it could be holding a lot of hip-hop artists back. You'll find yourself getting compliments about always working or grinding or doing whatever it takes. That could really be a bad thing. The problem is if you're hustling so hard or you're working so hard and you don't know what you should actually be working on, so you're just hustling on whatever seems to make the most sense at that specific time, you could actually be working backward. Your time could be better spent doing nothing than actually doing something. And for most artists, they'll check and see what current celebrities are doing, and then they'll hustle hard to mimic that behavior. Because if it's working for celebrities, then it should be working for them if they work hard enough, right? That lack of focus will put hip hop artists on a hamster wheel with fame and riches dangling in front of them and just be like, run. Instead of evaluating the situation and figuring out the easiest way to reach their dreams, most artists they hit the ground running and hope for the best. They work harder and harder until they burn out and quit like most artists do, or they waste so much time that they don't have a choice but to figure out a plan B or to go get a corporate job or a factory job or go to college or whatever route they might take. But if they would just stop working so hard, take a bird's eye look at their whole current situation and seriously figure out what's the next most important step, they would be in a much better position than they are now. I mean, you should only be working hard on a task if you absolutely know it needs to be done. So if you're not exactly sure what you should be doing at this stage of your career, you still need to figure that out. So instead of working nonstop to promote your music or get on hip hop blogs or get your mixtape on Spinrilla, you need to focus on figuring out if any of that even matters at your current stage. And I really don't want to see anybody that reads artistshortcut.com or any artist really. I don't want to see them spending months or years trying to promote their music or to get their mixtape somewhere or whatever and just waste so much time on things that don't even matter for their specific situation. Instead of just having a rant on YouTube, I'm gonna try to give you some actionable tips to kind of help you figure out what you need to do. So one thing you should be doing is analyzing your results every 3 to 6 months. So by analyzing your results every 3 to 6 months, you'll avoid spending years doing something that's not making you a successful hip hop artist. So you won't have to spend 5 years doing something that if you would have just took a step back and looked at your situation, you would have seen that it just wasn't working for you. Another tip is to have goals. So I have a post that I'll link in the description where I talk about goal setting for hip hop artists. Basically, in a nutshell, you need to know what results you want, how to get the results, and an estimate of how long it would take to get them. Now, I personally suck at making goals, but every single time I've made them, I've always gotten closer to where I wanted to be in business and just life in general. So what I've been doing is I've been reserving 30 minutes to an hour a week to just look at my goals and actually look at my current strategy I'm using to try to, get those goals. And this kind of helps me avoid that question of what should I be doing right now? Or if I'm sitting at the computer and I'm like, man, I don't even know what do I want to work on? Like that helps me avoid that question. And it doesn't always work out like planned. Sometimes I still get lost in the sauce. But for the most part, it's always better than not having a plan at all. Another tip is to just have a reason for everything. Now, this tip is super simple. And I use this just in life in general. Always have a reason for whatever it is you're doing. So it doesn't matter if you're about to book a studio session or you're trying to promote your music on social media, you should have a reason behind every action. You should never do something just because. For example, a smart artist will say something like, I'm going to promote my website on social media to try to build my email list and increase engagement in my potential fans. That sounds like something a smart hip-hop artist would say. Now, a not-so-smart hip-hop artist would say, I'm going to promote my website on social media because it looks dope and I like it. In most cases, the smart artist will always become more successful than the not-smart artist. So make sure you have a reason for what you're doing. And the key to actually doing that is just every time you're about to do something, it doesn't matter if it's for your music career, for life in general, whatever. Just ask yourself the simple question right before you do it. Why am I doing this? And if you can't give yourself a good answer, just save yourself the time and frustration by not doing that task until you either have a good answer or until you find something that you do have a good answer for doing that fits your goals, and that helps move the needle to get you closer to where you want to be, which is becoming a successful hip hop artist. And if you have any questions, like usual, you can leave them in the comments. Please give me a thumbs up on the video. It helps us get more viewers, which motivates me to make more videos. And subscribe to the channel to always get notifications as soon as I make the video. And that way you'll be ahead of everybody else, all the other losers that's not subscribed. Cool? All right, guys, it's Darius from artistshortcut.com, and I'm out.